Hi, it's Russ from Pro Tools Expert, and I have got hold of the new 6020 Ultimate EQ from McDSP. Now, I've been really excited for this to come, and I was speaking to Colin in LA at NAMM in January and saying, really love the 6030. I would love to see a rack of your gear, and obviously this was in the works at the time. So what this effectively is Colin's take on a 500 series rack, and it gives us 10 different modelled EQs. Now, when I say modelled EQs, what Colin does is he gets the stuff and he models it, but he then puts his unique twist on it as well. So some of these are pretty recognisable stuff that you will know straight away, like a British E. That's straight away, you should know what that is. And then some of them are his own things that he's come up with based on stuff that he's been inspired by. And if the 6020 is anything like the 6030, then we are in for a treat. The 6030 is my go-to. I use it on bass guitar, I use it on drums, I use it on all sorts of stuff. So as an ultimate compressor, that was great. So get the ultimate EQ is really exciting. So I've just been having a play. This is a show and tell. It's not a review. You can download the betas yourself and you can try them for yourselves. You'll need an iLok to do that, and then you can download them. And so it gives you 10 different EQs with their different unique characters on each one, and that's what makes these very, very special. So if I play you something like this vocal.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself.
You can hear that really lovely top end out of this one. Lovely breathy voice. Now we put the British E on instead.
Well, sometimes I go out.
You can hear the mid-presence coming in now.
And I look across the water.
You go through each one of them and try them. So go from the top to bottom.
Well, sometimes I go out.
You can really hear the presence
by myself, there. And I look across the water. Well, sometimes I go out by myself, and I look across the water.
Some more presence in the EQ, but the 76, the top end is beautiful.
And I think of all the things that you're doing, and in my head I'll paint a picture.
As the original.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself, and
put the whole track back in.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself, and I look across the water.
So here's some guitars. They all bring their own unique character to it. That easy cue on that guitar is really nice. So we put those back in again, the whole track.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself, and I look across the water. And I think of all the things that you're doing, and in my head I'll paint a picture.
So the presence of that voice is beautiful.
'Cause since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress.
If it's achieved anything so far, it's that it's achieved that the analog EQ. What you often have with digital EQ is you find you're pushing stuff all the time and you're working really hard with it, but these have that immediacy to them, which I really, really like. So let me go further back in the track. In fact, the track's coming back in a minute with some drums and stuff and some more feel.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself,
but so we can go through that
and I look across the water.
Just back that off even more. Just really, you can get really lovely subtle stuff.
And I think of all the things that you're doing, and in my head I'll paint a picture.
Really put some air in it if you want.
'Cause since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie. Valerie.
Let's try these acoustics again.
Valerie.
Give them some real guts. Some nice presets in here. Some body in there with that one. So, as I say, it was a very, very quick show and tell, a first look at them, but well worth checking out. As I say, the 6030 is a go-to of mine. What would be really nice, and I said this to Colin in at the time, would be able to basically create a McDSP 500 series rack that you could put these in, and you could have a rack of like an E and the 6030 compressor, and then an EQ, and who knows where. All sorts of stuff, but I'd love to see a virtual 500 series rack, and this is the start of one. So I do hope he could think about doing that rather than stack, because that would be really, really nice, especially if they sound as good as this. And there's a 14-day trial on these you can download now as long as you've got an iLock. I would give them a serious look, because all of them, as I say, have this unique character to them, each of them, and some of them are going to work on certain material and on others. There's some great presets in there already for you to try out. And I say, if we go back further in this song again, just for a minute, to the beginning of the track. So here's the drums. And again, so we've got something like the 301, which is nice. You can hear there's a really lovely amount of sweep in those channels. And if we go to the British E now, you'll hear all that mid-get come back in again. Typically British E. There's more presence and more air in that one, but we can go through them and just... More top end in that one. That's just a single... That's just a 2-band. Back a bit. So very, very nice. There's a 670. Little less air, a bit more top end there. You can hear the unique character of all of them. All back on these acoustics again. You can hear the difference they're making. That's particularly nice. A bit more mid in there. Just gives them more presence in the mix.
you have to go to jail. Put your house on up.
So there we go. That's a show and tell, a first one of them. Well worth checking out, downloading them, trying out the demo. I think I will be adding this to my plugin arsenal because the 6030 is one of my go-tos all the time, that and the DBX 160. So give them a check out, and we'll be looking at the other two shortly. That's my first show and tell of the 6020 Ultimate EQ from Colin at McDSP. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.